Remote Evil. Book 1. Chapter 14. Routine Hell. This audiovisual book was created by Joseph Russell Tim Pugh Gyson. She woke up again in total darkness, the same as before. Immediately she felt the pain on her vagina. She nervously touched it to confirm if she has just been raped again. It was again very moist. She felt a sticky liquid inside her. She has indeed been raped again. She broke down in tears again. By now the pain of electrocution has taught her to rebel silently. She just lay crouched motionless and crying. She again cried for a very long time. She laid motionless for what seemed to be hours. Then the lights were turned on and the cage brightened again. Rap music began playing loudly again. Cherry was scared of what was about to happen next. Dance like a slut. Slut. The voice from the speakers said. Cherry obeyed the command while crying. She danced for what seemed to be hours before the doors of the toilet cage opened and the food and bottled water dropped from the ceiling. As usual, she relieved herself and washed up. She next ate all the food and drank all the water. Again she was commanded to throw her garbage on the hole in the cage floor. She thought this was the end of her day of ordeal. She was wrong. The voice in the speakers commanded her to pose in provocative positions for the cameras placed all over the walls of the room. She was by now accepting the fact that there was no other way for her to prevent her rapist from torturing her except for her to obey his cruel commands. Still crying, she posed in provocative positions following what the voice in the speakers commanded her. She felt self-pity and shame, and when she could no longer stomach it, she stopped. She went into one corner of the cage and covered her naked body with her arms and legs in shame and self-pity. She was immediately electrocuted. The voice in the speakers then told her to continue posing provocatively according to what was commanded of her. She continued to provocatively pose according to what the voice in the speakers told her. She was crying all the time while she was doing these. She was even more horrified of what will happen when she goes to sleep. She could be raped again. Her mind began thinking of ways not to get raped again. Her provocative posing continued until she was told to stop. The door of the toilet cage again opened and the food and water dropped from the ceiling. She again relieved herself on the toilet and ate and drank. She also dropped her garbage on the hole on the floor of her cage as what the voice on the speakers commanded her before. The lights were turned off afterwards and it was pitch dark in her cage again. She instinctively covered her private parts, fearing she would soon be raped while she slept. She covered her nose with her hands just in case she is being put to sleep by sleeping gas. She already realized this. There was no way she would sleep so deeply that she would not feel that she is being raped. Her mind is still trying to find a way so she would not be raped again. An hour must have passed by before she smelled a strange odor inside the room. She remembered that it was the same smell as the one she smelled before in the van that first made her unconscious. She desperately tightened her cover on her nose, trying not to breathe in the invisible gas with the strange odor. It was no use. She was soon unconscious again. This hellish routine of Cherry would repeat again and again for about a week. End of chapter.